Hello and welcome to the channel's book club. Literacy is the ability to read and write. The basis for lifelong learning, literacy plays a crucial role in the creation of prosperous and peaceful societies, which supports the theme for the International Literacy Day for 2014, tagged Literacy and Sustainable Development. Yesterday, September 8th, was the United Nations International Literacy Day, which is a day committed to raising people's awareness of and concern for literacy issues in the world. Here are a few facts on literacy as it relates to Nigeria that should get us thinking. Nigeria has over 10.5 million children out of school. Nigeria's adult illiterates increased from 25 million in 1997 to 35 million in 2013. According to the Country Comparison Index of Literacy Level by Country in 2012, Nigeria ranked a dismal 161 place out of 184 countries with about 66% literacy rate. This makes Nigeria one of the world's most illiterate countries. Nigeria cannot become the great country it is capable of becoming unless those numbers are drastically changed. Kanayo Onyekwere, the founder of Value Education Impact and the author of Value Education Guide, joined us to briefly consider the literacy issue in Nigeria. After the chat with Kanayo, we'll show you how some Nigerians are championing the cause of improving literacy and promoting Nigeria's reading culture in very innovative ways. Please join us after this break.
Many factors define your health. Some you can control, while others are simply beyond you. On Health News, we highlight all these factors and through medical experts provide information that will help you take informed decisions on healthy living, nutrition, and keeping fit. Get incisive health policy analysis. Health News, promoting good health.
Kanayo, thank you for joining us on the channel.
Thank you so much. It's my privilege.
Thank you.
Thank you.
World Literacy Day.
Yes, please.
Literacy rates in Nigeria is extremely low, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
Statistics say Nigeria is one of the most illiterate countries in the world. What's the reason for this problem and how can it be tackled?
Well, the rate is low, and it's because of the economic condition of the country. And I discovered that if you look gradually, you discover that a lot of people these days, like some states now, are trying to increase it by having free education. I know Ogun State is doing that, Imo State is doing that. Some couple of states, they've started doing that. They started putting in free education. So I believe it's not that low as it used to be before. Now people can now afford to, send their children to school. Because I was talking to a parent, and she said she's not sending the daughter anywhere. Why? Because there's a state now is giving them free education. So because of that, they're now sending their children to school. So they are not necessarily sending them to go and do like housemaid or serve other people. So they cannot go to school. So I believe that statistic gradually is going to change because I see Nigeria doing the right thing now. So I believe surely it's going to change.
So things are improving. It's
definitely.
not hopeless.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, because
apart from providing free education in public schools, what else can be done to tackle the literacy problem?
Now, when you say literacy, now the meaning of literacy means ability to read and write and equally interact and communicate with people as they can read and write. And now you see a lot of adults and they don't know how to read and write. And I know there's this distant learning program. There's organizations now that is providing a kind of training them to know how to read, to know how to write, because I believe the foundation of everything starts with literacy. Because truly, if you don't know how to read and write, there's literally nothing you can do. Economically, poverty will be close to you, because if you don't know how to read and write, you can't interact with people. You can't know how to sell, you can't know what to buy. And so I believe it's a fundamental position for every organization, even for the nation at large.
Now, there seems to be a direct correlation between illiteracy and insecurity, poverty, lots of challenges like that.
Yeah.
For example, in Nigeria,
Okay.
the statistics say that the area in Nigeria that has the highest level of illiteracy is the northeastern parts of the country.
Yeah.
And is it coincidental that that's where we have the Boko Haram terrorism problem?
Well, I totally agree with what you just said now, because the truth about it is, you see, you can only play on the intelligence of people that don't know what you know. And you see, those area, the literacy level is very, very low. And because of its low, they can come and tell them things and they don't know how to verify. Some of them don't know how to read. They don't know how to write. Even voting, they just take them, say, put, just take their hand, just thumbprint. So they don't have all those information. So when you don't have, and knowledge is power. So when they don't access information because they don't know how to read nor write, and that's why some of the sect, I think they say they don't even want education.
Yeah.
So if you're fighting against education, then you're fighting against knowledge. And if you're fighting against knowledge, you're fighting against wisdom, then you can't even know what to do. So that is why we have those things in those areas. And because of that poverty, as I've said, because if you are not literate, then how can you empower yourself financially? So because you can't empower yourself financially, whatever they give to you and tell you to join this, you don't have an option. You will just flow alongside with them. So that is why we're still having this problem. And if they can increase the level of literacy in those states where they can read now, write, understand better, then they can think better.
So the illiteracy challenge is the insecurity challenge, the poverty challenge.
Yes, everything is linked together. Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so
on the
much,
Channels
sir.
Book Club.
Oh, it's a privilege, always a privilege.
The stories today are filled with commitment, desire, and inspiration of two individuals who have never crossed paths but moving along the same road.
Have you ever heard of a mobile library? Yes, I mean a library that moves around. Well, Fumi Lori, a young woman, is on a mission to get Nigeria literate, imbibe a reading culture in Nigerians, and build the biggest library in Africa. We tagged along with her to get a feel of how she's trying to inspire Nigeria's children through her mobile library.
Fumi Lori is a woman with a passion for books, and this passion has turned what began from this library into a unique venture. Taking reading to people is what she does and loves every minute. Fumi tells the story.
We train teachers and we train children. For the mobile library, we have two segments. We have the static library, where children come around here, they read for every hour, and we have the mobile library that visits them at home. The van moves from one location to the other. We already have a schedule, and we have educators that go along with the truck. When the children come into the truck, they pick a book that they would like to read for the week. Aside that, they also read books in the truck. We organize club meetings with them. At the club meetings, we discuss things about maybe financial intelligence. We teach them poise and etiquette. We tell them the importance of reading, and we ensure that the children do a good review. We have a review book where the children write all the things they have read, and with that, we're able to monitor their reading progress.
The mission, as she sets off with her crew, is simple: educate. And driving with that objective in mind makes it all the more fulfilling. Arriving at the venue of today's reading is straight to work, as the children have been eagerly expectant.
Everybody, let's roll for ourselves. Roll. Let's go. I am great.
The title of my book today is Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter. He had 2 children, a boy and a girl. The boy was called Hansel and the girl was called Gretel. One day, his wife suggested that the children should be left in the forest as there was not enough to eat for everybody. Though father loved the children very much, he agreed. Hansel heard his parents talking and stuffed his pockets with pebbles. The next day, when they left for the forest, Hansel dropped the pebbles all along the way to mark the way. After walking deep into the forest, the father built a fire and asked his children to rest. Soon, both the children went off to sleep. When the children woke up, they saw that their parents had gone. As Hansel had marked the way with pebbles, he was not worried at all. He led Gretel along the marked way and soon they got home safely. When the mother saw the children, she was not happy at all. She told their father that they would leave the children again in the forest the next day. Look at the children. Here is Hansel and Gretel.
After the reading, the children take turns to tour the library on wheels. The channel's book club was on hand to support a task which turned out to be an unenviable one.
So I'm inside the mobile library with some 3-year-old smart kids. I know. Oh, you're 4. Okay. You know how 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds are. They're always asking questions and they're always changing the books they are reading and so on. Do you want something you want to use to color?
Yes.
Like a paper or something?
The color book.
Oh, you want the color book?
Yes.
Have you seen the color book around? I've not seen it.
I saw it in my home.
In your home?
Yes.
But I'm not sure they have a color book here.
No, I want a paper.
You want a paper?
Yes.
Okay, let me look for one for you.
Calling for support, Fumi tells the channel's book club more about her drive.
I've always loved children and I was fortunate. I lived in an estate that had so many children. So after attending a particular training and we're told start with what you have, I said I wanted to start a mobile library. So what I could do was I put some books in the basket and I put some videos in a basket, knowing that those were the things I had at home. And I was visiting the homes one after the other. However, I was working with the adults and the adults would rent the films and leave the books. The few adults that were renting the books, when they pick it, they were supposed to pay 15 naira for a week. And when I go back there to say, oh, can I have the book? They say, we haven't finished reading it, take 15 naira. And I would go again, we haven't finished it. I found out that they were willing to pay, but they weren't reading. So I was also, it's been a dream to say you will build the largest library in Africa.
The children speak on the experience.
It was very, very interesting. Like, it has been long since I had this type of feeling. I was so happy.
Today's event was wonderful. It was extraordinary because the children were more fun, were more interesting and were more lively than ever. And how I want to encourage this mobile library is that they should not give up on the children and they should continue their good works.
Reading is quite fun. Like, there are some things, if you want to hide something from an African, you have to keep it inside a book. So it's quite good to read, and I like to promote other children to read.
So the next time you see a truck in your neighborhood, it may not be filled with ice cream, but a delicious array of books.